Think that glass of OJ you chugged this morning is your ticket to health? Or that healthy cereal is fueling your day? Think again. What if I told you the sweet stuff you love, the stuff you trust, is secretly cooking you alive, frying your brain, and stealing decades from your life? Welcome to RiseTop, where we rip the mask off sugar's hidden war on you. Today, in this 2-hour deep dive, we're exposing 20 brutal truths, straight from Jesse Inchauspé's million-view wake-up call. From the glycation melting your cells, to the cravings hijacking your soul, we've got the science, the stories, and the dead simple fixes to break free. Want to ditch the fog, save your kids' futures, and stack 20 more years of living, not just surviving? Stick with RiseTop. Hit play, subscribe, and let's rise above sugar's grip. Together. You won't believe what's coming next. Part 1. You're cooking yourself alive without knowing it. Ever thought you were immortal? Picture this. Your body's a rusty old oven. Every day you toss in a few ingredients. A slice of warm bread, a glass of cool orange juice, a sweet chocolate bar. Tastes good, right? But what you don't see is the fire inside quietly roaring. Not to warm you up, but to burn you down, bit by bit. That's glycation. The slow cooking of your body that Jesse Inchauspé, the glucose goddess, warned about in her million-view interview with Stephen Bartlett. And the one holding the match? Sugar, the stuff you eat every day without. A second thought. Think aging's just something for 20 years down the road? Wrinkles when you're old? Wrong. It's happening right now, inside every cell, every breath, every tired moment you blame on life. Science screams it loud. Every time your blood sugar spikes, you're speeding up glycation, a brutal chemical reaction that turns your body's proteins into crispy, charred scraps. Not the tasty kind. The Journal of Clinical Investigation, 2018, says it damages collagen and elastin, the things keeping your skin smooth, your heart pumping, your mind sharp. You're not just getting older, you're roasting yourself alive, and you don't even know it. Jesse's story, From Darkness. To Light, Jessie doesn't just talk numbers. She's lived this nightmare. She told Stephen, her voice shaking, "I thought I was going crazy." She'd fallen into a mental black hole, depersonalization, where it felt like her soul got sucked out, leaving her a hollow shell stumbling through life. Why? Not stress, not heartbreak, but sugar spikes she never suspected. "Every sweet meal was a knife in my mind," she said, her eyes fierce with truth. Then she strapped on a continuous glucose monitor, CGM, and saw it. Every cupcake, every juice sent her blood sugar soaring, stabbing her brain. From there, she didn't just save herself. She lit a torch for millions with best-selling books and viral Instagram posts. Ever felt that way? Waking up foggy, dragging through the day, feeling like a stranger in your own skin? Maybe it's not your job, not your bills, but that sandwich you ate this morning. Jessie found her way out. Can you, the science glycation, the silent killer, imagine? Your body's proteins as piano strings, tight, perfect, playing the song of your life. Now dump a spoonful of sticky sugar syrup on them. They clump, rust, and snap. That's glycation. Nature Review's Molecular Cell Biology 2020 explains, when your blood sugar spikes, from a carb-heavy plate or a sugary treat, it glues itself to proteins, forming AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These poisons harden your tissues, spark inflammation, and wreck everything from your tiny eye veins to your brain's delicate wires. Harvard research, 2021, ties high AGEs to heart disease, Alzheimer's, even cancer. You're not just aging, you're dying faster. Jessie painted a haunting picture. A baby's cartilage is pure white. A 90-year-old's is brown and crusty. That's glycation piling up over time. But here's the kicker. Every sugary meal you eat today turbocharges that process tenfold. That morning orange juice? It's not natural vitamin C. It's a one-way ticket to the grave. Can you face that truth? Or will you keep pretending it's fine? You're not alone. 80% of us are doing this. Think you're special, safe because you're healthy? Listen up. Jessie says 80% of the world, billions, of us get sugar spikes every day even without diabetes. The Lancet 2022 backs her up. Over 1 billion people have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, and billions more silently suffer chronic inflammation, exhaustion, and early aging from unstable blood sugar. No symptoms yet? Look closer. That midday crash you blame on work, the dull skin you hide with makeup, the belly you can't pinch away, those are your body's screams for help. I was like you, thought a banana was good for me, but after Jesse's wake-up call I saw it. The naps I needed, the haze I lived in. You're not alone in this fight, but you're not innocent either. Can you hear your body crying out? The fallout. A future you don't want. Picture yourself, 20 years from now, in the mirror. Deep wrinkles carving your face, cloudy eyes, a trembling body too weak to hold the ones you love. Just old age, you say? No. It's the price of thousands of sugar spikes stacking up from today. The American Heart Association 2021 warns, glycation from high blood sugar hikes your stroke risk by 40%, heart failure by 50%. You're not just losing looks, you're losing years, moments with family, dreams you swore you'd chase. I met a friend once, 45, looked 60. I love sweets, so what? He'd laugh. Then the doctor hit him with prediabetes and liver fat news. His smile died fast. He didn't know glycation until it stole his health. Want to be next? Or will you? Act before it's too late. Hope's here. You can stop it. Here's the good news. You don't have to ditch every joy to save yourself. Jessie doesn't say toss your chocolate or bread. She hands you a lifeline. Change how you eat, not what. One of her 10 golden hacks? Eat veggies before carbs. Slashes blood sugar spikes by 75%, says Diabetes Care, 2019. Just 5 minutes switching up your plate, greens first, and you snuff out the fire burning you inside. I doubted it too. Veggies first? Sounds dumb, I thought. But I tried. A handful of steamed broccoli before lunch rice. Boom, no more. 2 p.m. slump, no more feeling like a truck hit me. One tiny shift and I felt reborn. Dare to try it? Or will you let yourself cook alive another day, another week, until there's no turning back? Link to what's next. The journey's just starting. But this isn't the end. It's the beginning. Think glycation only ages you? Wait for the next part, where we dig into why you're exhausted even after a full meal, and how your tiny energy factories are begging for help. Don't look away. This will flip how you see every bite from now on. Your turn. What will you do today? Stop. Look in the mirror right now. What do you see? Dull skin, tired eyes, a body quietly fighting you. What did you eat today that spiked your sugar? A juice, a pastry, a bowl of rice? Try one small thing. Next meal, start with veggies. Just 5 minutes. Write down how you feel after. Lighter, clearer? Share it with me. I'm waiting for your story. Because your fight starts here right now. Part 2. Why are you tired even after eating? Energy or just a lie? Imagine this. You've just finished a tasty meal. A warm sandwich, a cold glass of fruit juice, or a steaming bowl of white rice drowned in sauce. What do you expect? A burst of energy, legs ready to run, a mind sharp enough to take on anything. But instead, your eyes droop like heavy curtains, your body feels like it's sinking into mud, and the couch becomes your best friend. What's going on? Jessie in Chaspe dropped a bombshell in her million-view chat with Stephen Bartlett. Your mitochondria, the tiny power plants in your cells, are choking on sugar. And the scariest part? You're the one strangling them. Think that meal was fueling you up? Wrong. It's breaking you down. Science says every sugar spike floods those little heroes, drowning them until they can't breathe. Cell Metabolism 2020 warns, when your blood sugar shoots up, mitochondria get overwhelmed, spitting out toxic free radicals and shutting off your energy supply. You're not getting powered up, you're getting wrecked. Ever wonder why you're so tired after eating? This is why, and it's time to face it. My story, from high to rock bottom, I used to swear by my perfect breakfast. A big glass of orange juice, a slice of bread with jam. For 20 minutes I'd feel unstoppable, buzzing like a superhero ready to conquer the day. Then what? A tidal wave of exhaustion crashed over me, dragging me to the bottom. My eyes burned, my head pounded, and I just wanted to crawl back to bed. Jessie nailed it with a funny but true line. Your mitochondria are like French workers. Overload them and they strike. I laughed, but it hit hard. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, 2019 backs her up. Too much sugar at once drowns your mitochondria, sparking inflammation and killing your energy. Ever had that crash? A meal you thought was great, but an hour later you're a zombie, desperate to shut the world out. I've been there. Maybe you have too. It's not you. It's what you're feeding yourself. The science? Mitochondria, your forgotten heroes. Think of your mitochondria as the beating heart of every cell. Tiny factories turning food into the fuel you need to breathe, think, live. You learned this in school, right? Powerhouses of the cell, simple stuff. But here's what they didn't tell you. They've got limits, and you're pushing them past the edge. Jessie compared them to a tree. Too much water, and it drowns. Science agrees. Cell Metabolism 2020 shows that when you dump a sugar bomb, like a plate of pasta or a sweet drink, mitochondria get swamped. They churn out free radicals instead of energy, starting a chain reaction of inflammation that leads to diabetes, cancer, everything. Jessie dropped a gut punch. That energy you feel from sugar? It's fake. Just dopamine, a quick joy hit. Not real strength. You're tricked and your mitochondria pay the price. Ever feel like your body's lying to you? This is why. They're screaming for air. 80% of us are stuck in this nightmare. Think it's just you? Nope. Jessie says 80% of the world, billions of people, deal with sugar spikes every day, even if they're not diabetic. The World Health Organization, WHO 2023, nods along. 80% of us eat too much sugar and carbs, suffocating our mitochondria daily. You're not alone in this mess, but that doesn't make it okay. That slump after lunch isn't normal, it's your body begging you to stop poisoning it. I used to think my afternoon naps were just me being lazy. But after Jessie's words sank in, I saw the truth. It's not laziness, it's my fuel tank choking. You're in this too, those tired eyes, that heavy feeling. Can you feel it? The fallout, a day stolen, a life shortened. Imagine the end of your day, sprawled on the couch, eyes half closed, brain fog thicker than soup. You want to work, play with your kids, live, but your body says no. It's not just a day wasted, it's a piece of your life stolen. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2021 says people with sugar spikes have 40% less energy than those with stable blood sugar. You're not just tired today, you're piling up exhaustion for tomorrow, next week, decades from now. I met a coworker once, 35, looked like she'd run a marathon every day. More coffee, she'd grin. But when the doctor warned her about chronic inflammation, that grin faded. Her mitochondria had been on strike for years. She didn't know until it was too late. Want that to be you? Or will you fight back? Before your body gives up? The fix. Let your mitochondria breathe. Here's the hope. You don't have to ditch every treat to save your energy. Jessie doesn't say swear off bread or live like a monk. Her fix is simple. Swap your sugary breakfast, cereal, choose quinoa for something savory like eggs, fish, or avocado. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2021 proves it. A protein and fat breakfast keeps blood sugar steady, letting your mitochondria hum along smoothly. I tried it. 3 days of eggs and avocado instead of toast. No more coffee cravings. No more crashing. I felt alive again. Dare to give it a shot? Or will you keep drowning your little heroes, wondering why you're always running on empty? Link to what's next. It's just the start. But don't turn away. This is only the beginning. Think sugar and fruit is safe? Get ready to have your mind blown in the next part. The truth will make you see that orange juice in a whole new light. Stick around. It's about to get wild. Your turn. How did you feel after eating today? Pause. Think back. How did you feel after your last meal today? Full of life or dead on your feet? What did you eat? Next time, try something savory. Just eggs and veggies, no sugar, no carbs. Jot down how you feel 2 hours later. Any difference? Tell me. I'm dying to hear your story. Because this is your first step to letting your mitochondria breathe again. Part 3. Sugar in fruit. The sweet lie you believe. You're being fooled and don't even know it. Picture this. You're in your kitchen this morning, pouring a tall glass of orange juice, grinning to yourself. This is health in a cup. You grab a handful of juicy grapes from the fruit bowl, thinking they're nature's candy, or bite into a ripe banana, believing it's pure fuel for your body. But what if I told you you're chugging liquid sugar disguised as goodness? Jessie Inchauspé shattered this illusion in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Modern fruit isn't the gift from nature you think. It's been twisted to be sweeter, tastier, and deadlier. You're not eating health, you're swallowing. A lie, and your body's paying the price. Think fruit's your safe zone because it's natural? Wrong. It's a sugar bomb dressed up as a friend, and every sip, every bite is stabbing you in the back. Nature 2022 says today's fruit has been bred for centuries to pack way more sugar than it ever did in the wild. That juice? It's no better than soda. Jessie hit me with a gut punch. Your body doesn't care if sugar's from fruit or candy, it's all the same. You've been tricked. Time to wake up before it's too late. Stephen's story. Ditching. Orange juice. Forever, Stephen Bartlett dropped a confession that chilled me. I haven't touched juice since starting this podcast. Why? Jessie showed him the truth. That glass of orange juice is a sugar trap. No fiber to slow it down, just like chugging a Coke with a smile. It's liquid sugar. You think it's good, but it's not, she told him, her voice sharp as a blade. I used to be that guy too, proudly blending apple juice every morning, calling it clean. Then my eyes started blurring, my belly puffed out, and I was starving an hour later. Jessie's right. Take away the fiber, and you're left with pure sugar. It hits you hard. Ever trusted fruit to keep you strong? Felt that quick high, then the crash? You're not alone, I fell for it too. But Stephen saw the light, and so can you. Ready to ditch the lie? The science. Fruit's not your friend anymore. Think back to our ancestors wandering the wild, picking tiny, sour berries packed with fiber. That's real fruit, nature's survival food. Now look at what's in your hand. Seedless grapes bursting with juice, bananas so sweet they melt in your mouth, oranges begging to be squeezed. That's not natural, it's man-made. Nature, 2022, lays it bare. A modern grape has 10 times more sugar than its wild cousin, 20 grams per 100 grams. Juice is worse. Strip away the fiber and you've got a sugar shot straight to your veins. Journal of Nutrition 2020 warns, the fructose in juice piles on visceral fat, the hard belly stuff you can't grab, the kind that kills quietly. Jessie tested it herself. 8 grapes, checked her glucose. Spiked like she'd downed candy. Think that's natural? She asked Stephen, her eyes piercing. It's a sweet dagger to your mitochondria. I shivered, thinking about it. Every healthy fruit I ate was a lie slicing me up inside. Can you handle that truth? Or will you keep believing the sweet fairy tale? The fallout. Your body won't forgive you. Here's a number to chew on. Over 1 billion people worldwide are battling blood sugar chaos, says The Lancet, 2022. Billions more don't even know it. Fruit's healthy glow is part of the problem. Think you're dodging diabetes because you skip cake? Look again. That morning juice could be the start of fatty liver, silent inflammation, a future you'll dread. You're not safe. You're a target. I met a friend once. She bragged about skipping sweets, sipping fruit smoothies every day. Then the doctor found fat clogging her liver, her blood sugar sky high. But I don't eat junk, she cried. The truth? She'd been poisoning herself with what she thought was pure. Jessie's blunt. Smoothie sugar and cake sugar, your body doesn't care where it's from. Are you fooling yourself too? Or will you face the lie before your body screams back? The fix. Eat smarter, not less. Here's the good part. You don't have to swear off fruit forever. Jessie's not here to ruin your fun. She's got a better way. Eat it whole, no juicing, no blending. The fiber in a full fruit acts like a shield, slowing sugar's attack. Nutrition Reviews 2021 proves it. A whole apple cuts the sugar spike by 50% compared to juice. I tried it, swapped my juice for an apple with a smear of peanut butter. No more hunger pangs an hour later. No more heaviness dragging me down. One small switch and I felt in charge again. Dare to drop that juice glass? Or will you cling to the sweet lie, letting it carve you up bite by bite? Link to What's Next. The truth keeps coming, but don't think that's all. Fruit's just the tip of the iceberg. Think that's the only trick up sugar's sleeve? Wait for the next part where we uncover the real monster. The crazy hunger lurking in your head, ready to pounce. Get ready. You won't see your cravings the same way again. Your turn. What did you drink this morning? Stop. Think, what hit your lips today? A juice, a smoothie, or plain water? Try this. Swap the juice for water or a whole fruit tomorrow, just one day. Write down how you feel. Lighter? Less hungry? Tell me. I'm waiting to hear your story. Because this is your first step to breaking free from the sweet lie choking you. Part 4. The crazy hunger, the enemy in your head. Are you really in control? Picture this, you're sitting there belly full from a big meal, maybe rice, a cold soda, or a warm pastry. You're good, right? Done eating. But 2 hours later, your hands tremble, reaching for a chocolate bar, a cookie, anything sweet. I can't stop. You whisper, feeling weak, trapped. That's not you failing. It's your brain, hijacked by sugar. Jessie Inchauspé dropped a chilling truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Every sugar spike and crash flips, a switch in your head turning your hunger into a wild beast. You're not in control. Sugar is. Think cravings are just you being greedy? Wrong. They're a trap, a chemical cage built by sugar spikes. Neuroscience 2021 says each blood sugar roller coaster fires up your brain's craving center, making you starve for more even when you're full. Jessie hit me hard. It's not your fault. It's biology. Are you a puppet to this monster in your mind? Or are you ready to break free from the chains sugar's locked around you? My story. Slave to sugar. I used to be a prisoner to cravings, locked up tight with no key. One afternoon, after a lunch of rice and soda, I felt stuffed, like I wouldn't eat again till dinner. Then it hit. A hollow pit in my gut, hands shaking, brain screaming for something, anything. I tore through the kitchen hunting for cookies, shoving them in my mouth even though my stomach groaned. I wasn't hungry. I was possessed. Jessie explained it perfectly. When your blood sugar drops, your brain yells, "Sugar, now." I felt that yell, loud and clear. Ever been there? That sudden, unstoppable need pulling you under like quicksand? Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2020, says it's real. Sugar crashes kick your hunger hormones into overdrive, shutting off the full signal. I was stuck in that loop for years. Maybe you are too. It's not weakness, it's a beast you didn't know was there. The science. Your brain's been hacked. Imagine your brain as a control panel. Buttons and switches keeping you steady. Now picture someone dumping a bucket of sugar syrup on it. Everything. Jams shorts out, chaos takes over. That's what sugar does with every spike. Jessie told Stephen, a big sugar rush floods insulin in, crashing your blood sugar low. Then your brain goes nuts. Neuroscience 2021 backs her up. When sugar drops, your hypothalamus, the hunger switch, lights up like a fire alarm, screaming for food even if you just ate 1,000 calories. But it gets worse. That quick sugar fix? It pumps dopamine, a fast joy buzz, tricking you into wanting more. Nature Reviews. Neuroscience 2020 calls it a drug. Sugar hacks your brain like cocaine wiring you to crave it again and again. Jesse's words cut deep. You're not weak. You're programmed to lose. I felt that sting. Every cookie wasn't me choosing. It was sugar pulling strings. Ever feel like your head's betraying you? This is why. It's been hacked. The fallout. A loop. You can't escape. Here's a number to swallow. Over 70% of adults are overweight because they can't break this craving trap, says the WHO, 2023. You're not alone. Billions are stuck. You eat sugar, your blood spikes, insulin cleans up, sugar crashes, you're starving. It's a vicious cycle. The Lancet, 2022, says 80% of us live with these spikes daily, and it's why we fail. You're not lazy. You're caught in a web. Sugar spun to keep you there. I knew a guy, always beating himself up. I'm such a pig. But when I told him about sugar spikes, his jaw dropped. You mean it's not me? No, it's not him. It's the loop he didn't know how to cut. Are you blaming yourself for cravings? Or will you see the real enemy isn't you? It's what you've been fed? The fix. Snap the cycle. Here's the light at the end. You don't have to fight this monster alone or ditch every treat. Jesse's got a simple trick. Eat some veggies or protein before sugar hits. Just a handful of greens, a slice of cucumber, or a spoonful of peanut butter before that cookie. It's like cutting the beast's claws. Nutrition Reviews 2021 proves it. Fiber and protein slow the sugar rush, keeping your blood steady, shutting down that craving switch. I tried it, nibbled some cucumber before a biscuit. 10 minutes later, the beast was gone. I was free. Dare to try it? Or will you let that monster keep roaring, dragging you back to the pantry every day? Link to what's next. The storm's not over, but don't turn away. This is just the start. Think cravings are the worst of it? Wait for the next part, where we rip open how your breakfast is wrecking your whole day and how to take back control. Stay with me. You'll never see mornings the same way again. Your turn. When did you last crave? Stop. Think. When did you last feel that craving hit? Hours ago? Minutes? What sparked it? Lunch, a soda, a snack? Next time it strikes, try this. Eat a little veggie or protein first. Just 5 minutes. Did the craving fade? Did you feel stronger? Tell me. I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first swing at breaking that beast's grip. Part 5. Your breakfast is ruining your day. New day or slow disaster? Imagine waking up, sunlight peeking through your window, birds chirping, and you stumble to the kitchen ready to kick off a fresh day. You pour a bowl of sweet cereal, gulp down a glass of juice, or grab a leftover pastry. Delicious, right? You think you're setting yourself up to win. But what if I told you that breakfast isn't a start? It's a self-destruct button for your whole day? Jessie in Chowspade dropped this bombshell in her million-view chat with Stephen Bartlett. A sugary breakfast turns you into a slave to cravings till night falls. Think your morning meal's just fuel? Wrong. It's the switch that decides if you'll soar or sink. Diabetes Care 2020 warns, a sweet start spikes your blood sugar hard, throwing your whole day into chaos. Tiredness, hunger, failure. Jessie's blunt. How you eat in the morning sets you up to shine or crash. Are you wrecking your day before it even begins? Or are you ready to see the truth and take back every hour? Jessie's story. From chaos to calm, Jessie doesn't just preach. She's lived this mess. She told Stephen, voice soft with regret, I used to eat granola and smoothies for breakfast, thought it was healthy. She figured she was doing it right. Whole grain cereal, natural juice. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But reality hit different. I was wiped out, snappy, and starving all the time, she admitted. She couldn't figure out why until she tracked her glucose and saw the ugly truth. Her blood sugar shot up like a rocket every morning, then crashed, dragging her energy and mood with it. Everything changed when she switched to savory. Eggs, avocado, a bit of greens. It was instant, she said, eyes lighting up. No more brain fog, no more hunger pangs, I had steady power all day. I heard that and gave it a shot, ditched my toast for salmon and veggies. Day 1, I couldn't believe it. No mid-morning slump, no haze clouding my head. Ever feel your day slipping away in a fog? Maybe your breakfast's the thief and Jesse's found the key to steal it back. The science blood sugar roller coaster. Think of your blood sugar as a wild roller coaster. You scarf down a sweet breakfast, cereal, juice, white bread, and it blasts to the top, giving you a quick thrill. Then what? It plummets, leaving you dizzy, drained, starving. Diabetes Care 2020 lays it out. A sugary start spikes glucose fast, flooding insulin to clean up, then drops it too low, wrecking you hours later. You're not just tired, you're set up to fail all day. It gets uglier. Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2022 says that morning spike messes with your blood sugar for hours. Insulin lingers, making every meal a bigger disaster. Yale Research 2022 found folks eating savory breakfasts were 30% sharper than sugar starters. Jesse's dead on. Breakfast's your first brick. Mess it up, and the whole house falls. Is your morning building you up or tearing you down? The fallout. A day out of your hands, here's a number to choke on. 80% of us kick off the day wrong, says The Lancet, 2022. That's billions of people, maybe you, sabotaging themselves with breakfast, sliding into a spiral of exhaustion, grumpiness, and defeat. You're not just sleepy. You snap at coworkers, crave junk by noon, collapse at night. That's not life being tough. It's your morning meal stealing your grip. I knew a friend who'd moan, "I can't focus," downing healthy cereal every day. I nudged her to try eggs and greens instead. She blinked at me later. No more nodding off in meetings. She didn't know her breakfast was the enemy until she broke free. Are you losing your days to a bad start? Or will you see it's not fate, it's food? The fix. Savory breakfast, your shield. Here's the lifeline. You don't have to ditch flavor to save your day. Jesse's not about boring you to death. Her trick's easy. Protein, fat, no sugar. Eggs with a dab of butter, salmon with greens, cheese with cucumber. Just that. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2021 backs it. A protein-fat breakfast keeps blood sugar flat, leaving you full for hours, twice as long as cereal or toast. I gave it a week. Eggs and greens instead of bread. No more coffee crutch, no 11 a.m. naps. I was unstoppable. Dare to try it? Or will you keep letting sugar breakfasts crush every chance you've got? Link to what's next. More secrets. Ahead. But don't blink. This is just the warm-up. Think that's all sugar's got? Wait for the next part, where we uncover the cheapest fix to save you from yourself. A game changer you won't believe. Stick around, it's about to blow your mind. Your turn. What was your breakfast today? Pause. Think. What fueled you this morning? Sweet cereal, juice, or something savory? Try a savory breakfast for 1 week. Just eggs, veggies, or fish. Write down how you feel each day. More energy? Sharper? Tell me. I'm dying to hear your story. Because this is your first step to owning your day, not losing it to sugar's grip. Part 6. Vinegar, the cheap fix that saves you from yourself. Do you believe in miracles? Picture this. There's something cheap sitting forgotten in your kitchen right now. Maybe on a dusty shelf, ignored like an old sponge. You splash it on salads, scrub pans with it, or just let it rot in the cabinet. But what if I told you that one little spoonful could stop you from destroying yourself? Jessie and Chaspe called it her secret weapon in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Vinegar, a dirt-cheap hero that can kill the sugar storm tearing you apart. One sip and you're saved. Think that sounds nuts? I did too. Drinking vinegar for health felt like some witch's brew from a fairy tale. But science says it's real, and Jessie proved it with her own body. Journal of Nutrition 2019 swears just 1 tablespoon before a meal slashes blood sugar spikes by 30% like a magic shield against your own bad habits. You don't have to ditch sugar. You just need this. Dare to believe in a miracle you can afford? Or will you let yourself keep burning, too scared to try something so simple? Jesse's story, from doubt to jaw-dropping. Truth, Jessie didn't pull this out of thin air. She lived it. She told Stephen, laughing a little, "I didn't buy it at first. Vinegar, seriously?" But then she strapped on her glucose monitor and ate a big carb-heavy meal: rice, bread, potatoes. Her blood sugar exploded. Next time, she downed a spoonful of vinegar in water first. "It dropped my spike by 30%, she said, her voice buzzing with shock. I couldn't believe my eyes, but it worked. Stephen wrinkled his nose when she handed him a diluted vinegar shot on air. Not great, but not awful. He grinned, and they both cracked up. Jessie shot back, "It doesn't have to taste good. It just has to save you." I heard that and thought, okay, I'm in. Not because I love vinegar's bite, but because I'm sick of feeling like a slug after eating. One night I mixed a spoonful into water before a rice and meat dinner. No crash, no heaviness. It was like a reset button. Ever feel your body begging for a break? Vinegar might be the answer staring you down. The science. Vinegar, your sugar. Imagine your stomach as a little factory with tiny scissors, enzymes chopping carbs into sugar for your blood. Now picture tossing a spoonful of vinegar in there. It's like a tough boss yelling, "Slow down." Jessie broke it down for Stephen. Vinegar's got acidic acid. It numbs those enzymes for a bit, so sugar creeps in slow, not fast. No wild spikes, just a gentle hill your body can handle. Journal of Nutrition, 2019 backs it. 1 or 2 tablespoons before eating cuts glucose and insulin spikes by 30%. It's more than that. Diabetes Research and Clinical Practice, 2021, says vinegar shrinks that hard belly fat. The kind strangling your organs, the kind you can't pinch away. Jessie hit me with a shiver. It's not magic, it's science. But here's the catch, she warned Stephen. Don't chug it straight. Mix it with water, or your dentist will hate you. That acid can chew your teeth if you're careless. Dare to grab this shield, or does it sound too weird to save your life? The fallout. Your body's paying for your blindness. Here's a number to wake you up. 80% of people get sugar spikes every day, says The Lancet, 2022. That's billions, maybe you, letting blood sugar rage after every meal, piling on tiredness, hunger, fat. You don't have to be one of them, but ignore this fix and you will. Every carb-heavy plate without a shield is a punch to your gut. A stab at your future, a step closer to diabetes in a body that quits on you. I knew a guy, always moaning about his bloated belly, the drag after meals. I don't eat much, he'd say, clueless that his rice and soda were the culprits. I told him about vinegar, he laughed. You kidding? A week later he called me. No more naps after lunch. He didn't believe in miracles until one saved him. Are you blind to what's killing you? Or will you grab this cheap trick before your body breaks? The fix. 1 spoonful, 1 day. Saved. Here's the beauty. You don't have to overhaul your life to use vinegar. Jessie's not turning you into a lab rat. Her fix is dead simple. 1 tablespoon in a big glass of water 10 minutes before your biggest meal. Any vinegar works. White, apple cider, rice, whatever's in your pantry. No need for fancy stuff, no big cost, just what's there. I tried it. One night, a spoonful of white vinegar in water before rice and meat. No sluggish haze, no crash. I felt light, like I hadn't just stuffed myself. 1 spoon, cheaper than a coffee, and it flipped my day. Jessie's right. It's as easy as brushing your teeth and way more powerful. Dare to sip it? Or will you keep letting your meals bury you alive? Link to what's next. The storm's still brewing, but don't look away. Vinegar's just one piece of the puzzle. Think you've got sugar beat? Wait for the next part, where we rip into a secret that cuts spikes by 75% without giving up what you love. Get ready, it's about to change how you eat forever. Your turn. Got vinegar at home? Stop. Check. Any vinegar in your kitchen? White, apple, anything? Try this tonight. Mix a spoonful into a glass of water. Drink it before your biggest meal. How do you feel after? Lighter? Less tired? Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first cheap shot at saving yourself from sugar's claws. Part 7. Eating order. The 75% secret few know. Are you eating wrong without knowing? Imagine sitting down to eat. A plate piled high with steaming rice, a juicy piece of meat, some boiled greens. What's your move? Scoop up the rice first. Bite into the meat, save the veggies for last. Sounds normal, right? But what if I told you that order, the one you never question, is quietly tearing you apart? Jessie Inchauspé dropped a jaw-dropping truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Just switching how you eat can slash blood sugar spikes by 75% without ditching a single food you love. It's a secret most people miss, and it could save you. Think you're eating smart? Wrong. The order you shovel food in isn't just habit. It's the key to whether you thrive or crumble. Diabetes Care 2019 says starting with veggies, then protein and fat, and carbs last turns a meal from a killer to a friend. Jessie's blunt. You don't need new food, just a new way. Sounds too easy, doesn't it? But this trick, unknown to 75% of us, could rewrite your life. Dare to flip your plate? Or will you keep eating wrong, letting sugar run wild? Jessie's story. From chaos to breakthrough, Jessie didn't stumble on this in a book. She found it through her own gut. Told Stephen, chuckling, I used to eat like everyone else, carbs first, veggies last. Her voice turned heavy as she remembered. Meals stuffed with rice or bread sent her blood sugar screaming, leaving her tired, hungry, foggy. Then she tried something wild. Veggies first, meat next, carbs at the end. I couldn't believe it, she said, eyes wide. My spike dropped 75%. Same food, different order. Stephen raised an eyebrow. That's it? Jessie nodded. That's it, and it changes everything. I heard that and thought, no way. But I was fed up with feeling like trash after eating, so I gave it a shot. Lunch with rice, chicken, and greens. I ate the greens first. No crash, no heaviness. I felt light, alive. Ever feel your meals betray you? This could be your way out, and Jessie cracked it wide open. The science fiber, your sugar wall. Think of your stomach as a highway. Sugar from carbs races into your blood like speeding cars. Now imagine tossing up a roadblock, slowing them down, keeping things calm. That's what fiber from veggies does. Jessie told Stephen, eat veggies first, and fiber builds a net in your gut. It traps sugar so it doesn't flood you. No crazy peaks, just a smooth ride your body can take. Diabetes Care 2019 proves it. This order cuts glucose spikes by 75%. Same calories, same plate, just flipped around. There's more. Nutrition and Metabolism 2021 says it keeps you full longer, slashing cravings by 50%. Jessie's got a point. Every culture used to know this. Veggies, meat, carbs last, but we forgot. I shivered thinking about it. We've lost a weapon so simple, traded it for convenience and chaos. Ready to rebuild that wall? Or is it too basic to believe? The fallout. A day stolen by bad habits. Here's a number to swallow. 80% of us get sugar spikes daily, says The Lancet, 2022. Billions, maybe you, let blood sugar rage after every meal, dragging you into exhaustion, hunger, fat. You don't have to join them, but keep eating carbs first, and you're done. Every wrong bite is a punch to your energy, a knife to your health, a step toward a body that quits too soon. I knew a guy, couldn't shed weight, swore he ate light. What's your order? I asked. Rice first, then meat, veggies last, he said. I flipped it for him, veggies up front. A week later he called, I'm not starving anymore. He didn't know his habit was the enemy until he broke. Are your old ways stealing your days? Or will you grab a secret most miss? The fix. Eating order, your hidden power. Here's the good news. You don't have to ditch your favorite foods to win. Jessie's not here to suck the joy out of eating. Her trick's a breeze. Veggies first, protein and fat next, carbs and sugar last. Start with some greens, salad, cucumber slices, then hit the meat or eggs. Save the rice or bread for the end. I tried it. Dinner with rice, beef, and spinach greens first. No bloated fog, no hunger clawing at me. I was sharp, free. One tweak, no extra cost, and it flipped my world. Jesse's right. It's as simple as brushing your teeth, but way stronger. Dare to try it? Or will you let your meals keep crushing you just because you didn't know better? Link to what's next. More truth coming, but don't blink. This is just the start. Think you've got eating figured out? Wait for the next part, where we dive into how men and women fight sugar differently and how your body's wiring could seal your fate. Brace yourself. It's about to get personal. Your turn. How did you eat today? Pause. Think. Your last meal today. What order did you go? Carbs first or veggies up top? Try Jesse's way once. Greens first, protein next, carbs last. How do you feel after? Lighter? Less wiped? Tell me. I'm dying for your story, because this is your first swing at a secret that could save you from sugar's chaos. Part 8. Men versus women. Who loses in the sugar war? Is your body betraying you? Picture this. You and your partner sit down to eat. Same plate of rice, same slice of cake, same glass of juice. You figure it hits you both the same, right? Guess again. Jessie in Chaspe dropped a bombshell in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Men and women don't fight sugar the same way. Your body's wiring could decide if you win or lose this war. Your gender isn't just who you are. It's how sugar sneaks in to break you. Think sugar plays fair with everyone? Wrong. Endocrinology 2022 says women often get hit harder by sugar spikes because of hormones, less muscle, and how their bodies handle fat, while men might dodge the worst with their brawn. But don't cheer yet, guys. You're not safe, either. Jesse's blunt. Your body fights sugar differently, and your sex could seal your doom. Are you losing this battle without even knowing? Or are you ready to see where you stand before sugar claims you? Stephen and Jesse's story. Two bodies, two fates. Stephen Bartlett tossed out a question that grabbed me. If me and my girlfriend eat the same cookie, do we react the same? Jessie nodded, sharp. Maybe not. She's got less muscle. She explained. Stephen's tall, gym-built frame gives him a bigger sugar tank. His muscles soak up glucose fast. His girlfriend? Smaller, less brawn. Her blood sugar could skyrocket from that same bite. I felt a chill. Bodies aren't equal in this game. Jessie added her own twist. As a woman, I'm more sensitive to sugar, especially during my period. She tracked it. Same meal, different days, wild swings depending on her cycle. I thought about me, guy, gym goer, but still wiped after carbs. Then I asked my girlfriend, tiny, active, and she groaned. After rice, I just collapse. Same. Food, totally different fallout. Ever wonder why you crash harder than someone else? Your body's wiring might be why, and Jesse's peeling back the curtain. The science, gender. The card that decides. Think of your body as a machine, rigged differently depending if you're a man or woman. Guys have more muscle, sugar, sponges, sucking up glucose like champs. Journal of Applied Physiology 2020 says it. Muscle grabs sugar from your blood, especially after a workout. So a guy like Stephen might shrug off a cookie better than a woman with less bulk. Endocrinology 2022 backs it. Men's spikes are 20–30% lower than women's. Testosterone and muscle keep insulin in check. Women, though, hormones flip the script. Estrogen and progesterone dance through your cycle, messing with insulin's grip. Diabetes Care 2021 says right before your period, sugar spikes hit harder, wilder ups, steeper downs. Jessie told Stephen, for women, the same meal's heaven one day, hell the next. I got goosebumps. Women aren't just fighting sugar, they're fighting themselves. But guys, don't smirk. If you're a couch potato, your muscle edge fades and sugar hits you just as bad. Know where your body stands? Or are you blind to how it's rigged? The fallout. A war that's not fair. Here's a number to chew on. Over 1 billion people wrestle with diabetes worldwide, says The Lancet, 2022, and women often lose bigger. American Diabetes Association 2021 warns, Women face 15% higher odds of sugar wrecking their hearts or brains. Hormones and less muscle stack the deck against them. Men might flex their way out for a bit, but lazy living evens the score. Sugar doesn't care who you are when you stop moving. I met a couple once. He's big, barely active. She's small, always moving. Same meal, rice and meat. He felt fine. She crashed all afternoon. "Why am I so weak?" she asked. She's not weak. Her body's wired tighter, and he's not safe either. Are you losing this war without a clue? Or will you see your gender's the wild card you've got to play right? The fix. Know yourself, beat sugar. Here's the hope. You don't have to lose. Man or woman, Jesse's got your back. For guys, use your muscles, she says. Move, even 10 minutes after eating. And your brawn burns sugar. Cut spikes, says Journal of Sports Sciences, 2020. For women, be smarter with order and timing, she urges. Veggies first, protein next, carbs last. Watch your cycle too, dodge the rough days. I tried it, guy here, walked 10 minutes after a rice meal. No drag, no hunger. I was back in the driver's seat. My girlfriend, veggies first during her tough week, said, "I'm not dead anymore." One tweak, tailored to us, and we won. Dare to fight your way? Or will you let your wiring hand sugar the victory? Link to what's next. It's about to get deeper, but don't turn away. Gender's just one piece of this mess. Think sugar only hits women? Wait for the next part, where we rip into PCOS, the silent pain millions face, and how sugar's the hidden devil behind it. Get ready. It'll hit you right in the heart, especially if you're a woman or loved one. Your turn, man or woman. How'd you feel today? Stop. Ask, are you a guy or a gal? After your last meal today, full of juice or alive? Guys, try a 10-minute walk after eating. Ladies, start with veggies tomorrow. Write it down. Better, stronger. Tell me. I'm waiting for your story, because this is your first step to knowing your body and kicking sugar's ass your way. Part 9. PCOS, the silent pain. Sugar fuels. Are you suffering in silence? Imagine you're a woman waking up every day, dreaming of holding your baby someday. But month after month, your body betrays you. Cycles gone wild, acne scarring your face, hair falling out in clumps, a dull ache you can't explain. You whisper, "What did I do wrong?" Jessie Inchauspé dropped a heartbreaking truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Millions of women battle PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, and the hidden monster pulling the strings might be sugar, the stuff you eat without a second thought. Think PCOS is rare, far from you. Wrong. Fertility and Sterility, 2021, says 1 in 10 women of childbearing age fight it, a top reason they can't have kids. And the worst part? Sugar, from bread, juice, even healthy fruit, could be lighting the fuse. Jessie's voice shook, and 60% of women with PCOS have insulin resistance, and sugar shoves them into it. Are you hurting quietly, not knowing why? Or do you know a woman drowning in this pain all because no one told her the truth? Jessie's story. From despair to hope. Jessie isn't just a number cruncher. She's a lifeline for women lost in the dark. She told Stephen about a test from her second book. 3 women followed my tips for a month, and they got their cycles back, then got pregnant. Her voice cracked, like she felt their tears. These women were broken, thinking motherhood was a lost dream, but by taming their blood sugar, they rewrote their futures. I felt that deep. She's not just saving bodies, she's saving souls. I thought of my friend, 32, PCOS since 20. My hair falls out every day, she sobbed, eyes red. Doctors shoved birth control at her, but no answers. I shared Jessie's words. Sugar might be the devil here. She tried, ditched sweet breakfasts, started with veggies, sipped vinegar. 2 months later, her cycle steadied. First time in years. "I can't believe it," she cried, tears of joy this time. Ever seen someone you love crumble under PCOS? This could be their light, and it starts with what's on their plate. The science sugar. The silent wrecker. Picture your body as a delicate balance. Insulin, the gatekeeper, letting sugar in. Now imagine dumping sugar on it daily. Rice, pastries, juice until that gatekeeper's exhausted, burned out. That's insulin resistance. Fertility and sterility, 2021, says 60–70% of PCOS women have it, making their bodies pump out too much. Testosterone, the man hormone, messing up cycles, sprouting hair, growing cysts. Jesse told Stephen, high insulin tells your ovaries to make testosterone, and everything falls apart. It's worse. Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2020, ties sugar spikes to this mess. Each sweet bite jacks up insulin, fueling PCOS harder. That smoothie isn't just breakfast. It's a dagger to a woman's dream of a family. I shivered. Every juice my friend drank might have been why she cried alone. Dare to face what you're feeding yourself? Or will you call PCOS just genes and let it win? The fallout. A generation robbed of dreams. Here's a number to break your heart. 10% of women in their prime face PCOS, says The Lancet, 2022. Millions. Silently aching, not just from infertility but depression, shame, a life trapped by their own skin. Worse? Doctors slap birth control on them like a band-aid, hiding symptoms, not fixing the root. Jesse's fierce. Pills quiet testosterone, but stop them and it's back. Sugar, the daily fuel, might be the spark and no one's telling them. I met a woman, 28, off the pill to try for a baby. My periods vanished. Doc said PCOS. She wept. She didn't know years of bread and smoothies could be the culprit. I told her about insulin. She froze. No one ever said that. Are you watching someone you love fade under this? Or will you see sugar's the thief in their story? The fix. Control sugar, reclaim. Hope. Here's the lifeline. PCOS doesn't have to be a life sentence. Jesse hands you hope with tricks that hit hard. Tame your blood sugar. That's the key, she says. Savory breakfast. Eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Move a little after eating, just 10 minutes. Diabetes Care, 2021, says cutting sugar spikes can fix insulin resistance, drop testosterone, and bring cycles back for 40–50% of PCOS women. My friend tried it, swapped smoothies for eggs, sipped vinegar before dinner. 2 months in, she called. My cycle's regular, first time in 5 years. She cried, but happy this time. Jesse's clear. It's not a cure, but it's a fighting chance. Dare to try it, for you or her. Or will you let sugar steal those dreams forever? Link to what's next. The pain keeps coming. But don't turn away. PCOS is just one slice of sugar's wreckage. Think it's only women. Wait for the next part, where we dig into Alzheimer's on type 3 diabetes, and how sugar's wiping your memories clean no matter who you are. Brace yourself, it'll hit your deepest fears. Your turn. You or someone you love got PCOS. Pause. Ask, do you or a woman you know face PCOS? Weird cycles, acne, no babies? Try one of Jesse's tricks for a week. Savory breakfast, vinegar, veggies first. Write down what shifts, energy, mood, anything. Tell me, I'm waiting for your story, because this is your first step to snatching hope back from sugar's grip. Part 10. Alzheimer's, the type 3. Diabetes you've never heard of. Afraid of losing yourself? Imagine waking up one day, staring in the mirror, and not knowing who's looking back. Your name, your precious memories, the faces of the people you love, all gone, blown away like dust in the wind. Think Alzheimer's is just an old person's curse, something years away? Think again. Jessie Inchospé dropped a terrifying truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Alzheimer's isn't just about age, it's called type 3, diabetes. And the sugar you eat every day could be erasing your mind right now. Think you're too young, too sharp to worry? Wrong. Neurology 2020 screams it. Folks with high blood sugar in their 40s double their Alzheimer's risk by 60 or 70. Every bite of cake, every sip of soda, every sugary snack isn't just padding your waist. It's chewing through your brain, cell by cell. Jesse's voice cut me deep. Sugar doesn't just make you forget your keys. It makes you forget who you are. Are you scared of losing yourself forever? Or will you keep ignoring the thief stealing your mind bite by bite? Jesse's story. From research to fear. Jessie doesn't just throw stats, she's felt this dread. She told Stephen about a study that froze her blood. They tracked 300 people for 30 years. High blood sugar in middle age meant way more Alzheimer's later. Her voice dropped low, and in Alzheimer's brains they found the same scars as diabetes: inflammation, glycation, insulin resistance. She calls it diabetes of the brain, and it starts with what's on your plate. I felt her fear. It's not some far-off theory. It's real, creeping closer every day. I thought of my grandma, gone at 78 from Alzheimer's. She'd tell me stories of her youth, eyes sparkling when I was little. Then at 15, she looked at me and asked, "Who are you?" I cried, lost, not knowing why she forgot me. Now I get it. Her rice, her sweets, her juice might have been why. Jesse's right. We can't test this on people for 50 years, but the proof's there. Ever watched someone you love fade away? This could be your wake-up call, and it's ringing now. The science, sugar, the memory thief picture your brain as a giant library. Millions of books holding your life, your love, your you. Now imagine someone pouring gasoline on those shelves and striking a match. That's sugar, torching your mind over time. Jesse told Stephen, sugar spikes spark 3 killers in your brain: inflammation, glycation, insulin resistance, just like diabetes. Neurology 2020 backs her. High blood sugar fires up chronic inflammation, shredding neurons, piling up amyloid plaques, the Alzheimer's signature. It gets uglier. Journal of Alzheimer's Disease 2021 says insulin resistance from endless sugar spikes starves your brain cells, blocking glucose they need to live. They die, and your memories go with them. Jesse's words haunt me. When insulin fails, in your brain you lose the ability to remember. I shuddered. Every soda I drank, every sweet I loved could be wiping out pieces of my future. Dare to face what's burning your library? Or will you call it just aging and let it take you?
The fallout. A future stolen. Here's a number to break you. Over 50 million people live with Alzheimer's or dementia worldwide, says The Lancet, 2022. And it's doubling by 2050. But the real gut punch? It's not just for the old. It starts in your 40s and 50s, from habits you think are harmless.
American Academy of Neurology 2021 warns, high blood sugar in midlife jacks up dementia risk by 60% later. Every sugar spike today is a memory tomorrow. Your kids laugh, your mom's voice, gone. I met a man, 55, once a brilliant engineer. He started forgetting names, then his way home. Early Alzheimer's, the doc said. I asked what he ate. Rice and soda, he shrugged. He didn't know sugar was the thief, and now he's paying with his mind. Want to lose what matters most? Or will you fight before it's too late? The fix. Protect your brain. Start today. Here's the hope. Alzheimer's isn't a death sentence you can't dodge. Jessie hands you a shield with simple moves. Keep your blood sugar steady, that's the key, she says. Savory breakfast, eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Move a bit after eating, just 10 minutes walking. Diabetes Care 2021 says cutting sugar spikes slashes brain inflammation, guards neurons, and drops dementia risk by 40%. I tried it. Not because I'm scared of dying, but because I refuse to forget my family. Ditched juice for eggs and greens, walked after dinner. A month in, my head's clearer. No more fog. Jesse's clear. It won't stop Alzheimer's cold, but it gives you a shot. Dare to try it. For you, for them, or will you let sugar erase what you can't get back? Link to what's next. Fear's not done yet, but don't look away. Alzheimer's is just one slice of sugar's terror. Think it's only your mind? Wait for the next part, where we rip into how sugar's eating your soul, depression, and turning you into a shadow of yourself. Get ready. It'll hit your deepest pain. Your turn? Want to keep your memories? Pause. Ask, do you want to hold on to your memories? Your kids' smile, your parents' voices, or let them slip away? Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, vinegar, a walk after eating. Write down how you feel. Sharper? Alive? Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to guarding your mind from sugar's claws. Part Endure, depression. When sugar eats your soul. Are you alive or just existing? Imagine waking up to a gray fog, not outside, but inside you. You force a smile, chat, work. But deep down, you're empty, a hollow shell drifting through the day. You blame life, stress, old scars. But what if the real culprit's the sugar you shove in your mouth every day? Jessie Inchauspé dropped a soul-crushing truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Sugar doesn't just tire you out or pack on pounds. It can chew through your spirit, shoving you into a dark pit of depression you never saw coming. Think. Sadness is all in your head. Nothing to do with food? Wrong. Journal of Affective Disorders 2021 says people with wild blood sugar swings are twice as likely to sink into depression, and every sugar spike is a quiet stab at your soul. Jessie's voice hit me hard. Glucose doesn't just mess with your body, it changes how you feel about you. Are you just existing, not really living? Or are you ready to face the monster stealing your light? Jessie's story. From darkness to dawn. Jessie doesn't just spit facts. She's walked this hell. She told Stephen, her voice trembling, I used to feel depersonalized, like my soul got yanked out of me. She sounded broken, recalling days she felt like a walking corpse, cut off from herself, clueless why. She thought it was all mental until she strapped on a glucose monitor and saw the truth. Sugary meals, bread, juice, pastries, sent her blood sugar soaring, then crashing, pulling her mood into the abyss. I started taming my sugar and the darkness lifted, she said, eyes shining. I felt that I've had days where I'm sluggish, snappy, shut off from the world. I blamed work, weather, never food. But Jessie's story woke me up. I tried her tricks and the fog started clearing. Ever felt your spirit locked away? This might be your key, and it's hiding in what you eat. The science, sugar. Your soul's destroyer picture your soul as a warm flame, bright, alive, keeping you whole. Now imagine someone splashing cold water on it drop by drop until it's just dying embers. That's sugar, snuffing you out with every spike. Jessie told Stephen, when your blood sugar jumps and falls, it sparks inflammation in your brain and drains tyrosine, the stuff that keeps your mood steady. Journal of Affective Disorders 2021 backs her. Insulin resistance from sugar spikes doubles heavy depression risk over a decade, even if you're fine now. It's worse. Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews 2020 says sugar spikes jack up cortisol, stress juice, and kill off serotonin, your happy spark. Every sweet bite isn't just food, it's a blow to your peace. Jessie's words stung. You're not just tired, you're losing yourself. I shuddered. Every juice, every cookie might have been why I sat alone, too numb to move. Dare to see what's drowning your flame? Or will you say depression's just you and let it win? The fallout, a world losing joy. Here's a number to shatter you. Over 264 million people wrestle with depression globally, says The Lancet 2022, and it's climbing fast. But the real heartbreak, many don't know the sugar they eat to feel better might be dragging them deeper into the void. British Journal of Psychiatry 2021 says folks guzzling sugar and carbs have 40% worse depression than those with steady blood sugar. Every spike builds a wall between you and happiness. I knew a friend, 29, always smiling until she confessed, I don't know why I'm sad. I just want to sleep forever. She chugged soda, ate white bread daily. I told her about sugar. She froze. You mean I'm making it worse? She didn't know. Now she's paying with her soul. Are you snuffing out your own light? Or will you see sugar's the shadow in your life? The fix: steady sugar, steady soul. Here's the lifeline. You don't have to live in the dark. Jessie throws you a rope with easy moves. Keep your blood sugar flat. That's the key, she says. Savory breakfast. Eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Move a bit after eating, just 10 minutes. Psychosomatic Medicine 2021 says cutting sugar spikes slashes brain inflammation, boosts serotonin, and drops depression risk by 30%. I tried it, not because I'm crushed, but because I'm done with gray days. Ditched bread for eggs, walked after dinner. A week in, I felt lighter. I laughed more, felt alive again. Jessie's straight. It's not a cure, but it gives you strength to fight. Dare to try it. For you, for your spark. Or will you let sugar keep eating your soul? Day by day, link to what's next. Pain's not over, but don't look away. Depression's just one piece of sugar's wreckage. Think it's only your heart? Wait for the next part, where we rip into how sugar turns your skin into a mirror of your guts. Sins, from pimples to wrinkles, and how to fight back. Brace yourself, it'll hit your deepest insecurities. Your turn. How'd you feel today? Stop, ask, how'd you feel today? Bright, alive, or numb, empty? Try one of Jessie's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, vinegar, a walk after eating. Write down your mood after. Lighter, less gray. Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to keeping your soul's flame alive against sugar's grip. Part 12. Your skin mirrors, your gut's sins. Is your mirror lying to you? Picture this. You're staring in the mirror, face to face with angry red pimples, stubborn dark spots, or wrinkles creeping in way too soon. You blame age, the weather, your bad genes. But what if the real villain's not out there? It's what you're swallowing every day. Jessie and Chaspe dropped a brutal truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Sugar doesn't just mess with your insides, it turns your skin into a screaming billboard of your gut's dirty secrets. Every bite's a mark on your face. Think. Bad skin's no big deal, just slap on some makeup. Wrong. Journal of Investigative Dermatology 2020 says high blood sugar fires up inflammation and glycation, handing you acne, lines, and a dull glow, warning signs of a body crying inside. Jessie's voice stabbed me. Your skin doesn't lie, it yells when you eat wrong. Dare to look at your reflection and face the truth? Or will you keep letting sugar carve your shame into your skin, bite by bite? Jessie's story. From dull to radiant, Jessie's not just a brain, she's lived this embarrassment. She told Stephen, her voice soft, I had gray, pimply skin in my 20s, way too young for that. She laughed a little, but you could hear the hurt. She tried every cream, every fix, nothing worked. She thought it was her fate, until she tracked her glucose and saw it. Sugary meals, bread, smoothies, treats, sent her blood sugar wild, and her skin paid the price. I tamed my sugar and my face lit up, she said, beaming. Acne faded, skin got tight, I ditched the cover-up. I felt that I've had pimples on my chin forever, long past teenage years. Stress, I thought. Until Jessie's words hit. I tried her way, and 2 weeks later my skin started clearing. Ever felt your face betray you? This might be your shot, and it's not in a bottle, it's on your plate. The science, sugar, your skin's ruiner. Imagine your skin as soft silk, collagen and elastin weaving it smooth and tight. Now, picture dumping sticky sugar syrup on it. It clumps, hardens, rips apart. That's sugar wrecking you with every spike. Jessie told Stephen, high blood sugar sparks inflammation and glycation, your skin's worst enemies. Journal of Investigative Dermatology 2020 says it. Sugar spikes unleash cytokines, inflammation bombs, causing pimples and redness, while glycation trashes collagen, etching wrinkles and sagging early. It's uglier. Clinical dermatology. 2021 warns high sugar revs up oil glands, clogging pores with grease. Hello, acne. Jesse's blunt. Every sweet meal's an attack on your face. I shivered. Every smoothie, every pastry I loved might have been why I hid my reflection. Dare to see what's scarring your skin, or will you call it normal and let it rot? The fallout. A world losing confidence. Here's a number to crush you. Over 80% of women and 50% of men hate their skin, says The Lancet, 2022. Pimples, wrinkles, dullness stealing their shine. But the real pain? Most don't know the sugar they eat every day might be the knife cutting them down. American Academy of Dermatology, 2021, says folks with sugar spikes get 60% worse acne and 40% faster aging than those with steady blood. Every spike's a scar, not just on your face, but in your heart. I knew a friend, 25, always ducking her head, hiding pimples under bangs. I've tried everything, she sighed, defeated. I told her about sugar. She blinked. My smoothies. Did this? She didn't know, now she's paying with her confidence. Are you burying your face in makeup, or will you see sugar's the thief staring back? The fix. Heal your skin from within. Here's the light. You don't have to live with bad skin. Jessie throws you a rope with easy moves. Keep your blood sugar steady, that's the key, she says. Savory breakfast, eggs, fish, greens, nut, cereal or juice, a spoonful of vinegar before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Move a bit after eating. Just 10 minutes. Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology, 2021, says cutting sugar spikes slashes skin inflammation by 50%. Fades acne 30%, and tightens your glow in a month. I tried it, not to look pretty, but because I'm sick of hating my mirror. Ditched. Bread for eggs, sipped vinegar before lunch. 2 weeks in, my pimples faded, my skin woke up, no pricey creams needed. Jesse's right. It's not perfect skin, but it's your chance to shine. Dare to try it. For you, for your confidence, or will you let sugar keep writing your flaws in plain sight? Link to what's next. The truth keeps cutting, but don't. Blink, skin's just one piece of sugar's damage. Think it's only looks? Wait for the next part where we rip into GLP-1, savior or curse, and how it ties to sugar, health, your whole life. Get ready. It'll spark your deepest curiosity. What's your skin saying? Stop. Look in the mirror. How's your skin today? Pimples, dull, lines? Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, vinegar, veggies first. Write down what shifts. Brighter, less bumpy. Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to turning your skin into a mirror of health, not shame. Part 13. GLP-1, savior or curse of our time. Dare to trust your life to a pill? Picture this. You're holding a tiny pill, hyped as the miracle of our century. A quick fix promising to melt your fat, tame your blood sugar, and hand you a healthier life without breaking a sweat. You've heard the buzz, GLP-1, names. Like Ozempic, Wegovy, blasting through clinics and TikTok feeds. But what if I told you this savior might be a curse in disguise? Jessie Inchauspé threw a curveball in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. GLP-1 could be a shortcut to health, or a dark road we don't fully see yet. It's your call, but it's a gamble. Think GLP-1's the answer to everything. Weight, sugar, all of it? Wrong. The New England Journal of Medicine 2022 says it drops pounds and controls diabetes, sure, but it drags along nasty baggage, nausea, thyroid risks, even muscle loss. Jessie's sharp. GLP-1's a tool, not magic, and it won't replace knowing your body. Dare to bet your health on a needle? Or will you keep letting sugar shove you into needing it, blind to a better way? Jessie's story. From hype to hard truth. Jessie doesn't just talk, she questions for us. She told Stephen, grinning, I thought GLP-1 was the future. Who doesn't want a pill to fix it all? Her tone shifted, cautious. Then I dug into the studies. People lost weight, yeah, but they puked, lost muscle, some never felt full again. She tested natural ways to boost GLP-1, food, movement, and saw, our bodies already have this power, no needles needed. Stephen smirked. So I don't need Ozempic? Jesse shot back. Not if you control your sugar. I thought of a friend. 40 on Ozempic, dropped 20 pounds. I feel great, he bragged, but then admitted, I'm nauseous every day, can't lift weights anymore. He didn't see the trade-off. Jesse's warning rang true. Ever been tempted by a miracle fix? This might be your wake-up call, and it's not in a bottle. The science GLP-1, light and shadow, imagine GLP-1 as your gut's bouncer, kicking in when you eat, slowing digestion, cutting sugar spikes, making you feel full. Drugs like Ozempic crank it up, killing your hunger, shrinking your waist fast. The New England Journal of Medicine, 2022, says users lose 15% of their weight in a year. Wild, right? Jesse told Stephen, it works, but at what cost? Diabetes Care 2023 lays out the shadows. 70% get sick to their stomach, 20% get the runs, and some risk pancreatitis or thyroid cancer. Worse still, Journal of Clinical Investigation 2022 warns GLP-1 strips both fat and muscle, the strength you need to live long. Jesse's voice stuck with me. Lose muscle, lose life. You might get thin, but not strong. I shivered. Every pill's a roll of the dice with your body. Dare to peek at the dark side of this savior, or will you buy the hype and pay with more than pounds? The fallout. A generation hooked on needles. Here's a number to jolt you. Over 1 million Americans use GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic yearly, says The Lancet, 2023, and it's exploding worldwide. But the real terror? It's not a forever fix. Stop the shots and the weight creeps back, leaving you weaker than before. Obesity, 2022, says 80% of quitters regain it in a year. They never fix the eating habits that got them there. You're not free. You're tethered to a needle. I met a woman, 35, used Wegovy, lost 40 pounds. I'm reborn, she glowed. But 6 months off it, she gained 30 back and felt like a ghost. I don't know what to do, she sobbed. She didn't see it was a crutch. Sugar's still the real enemy. Are you chasing a quick fix? Or will you see true health isn't in a pill? The fix. Boost GLP-1. Naturally. No drugs. Here's the lifeline. You don't need shots to tap GLP-1's power. Jesse hands you freedom without the catch. Your body's got GLP-1, wake it up right, she says. Savory breakfast, eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice, gets your gut pumping it naturally. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals boosts it, says Nutrition Research, 2021. Veggies. First, carbs last, slows digestion, more GLP-1. Move after eating, 10 minutes walking, doubles it per Diabetes Care, 2022. I tried it, not to slim down, but to own my health. Ditched soda for eggs and greens, walked after dinner. A month in, I'm full longer, crave less. No side effects, no cost. Jesse's dead on. Natural GLP-1's clean and free. Dare to try it, for you, for a life off the needle? Or will you let sugar keep pushing you to the edge? Link to what's next. The secrets keep unraveling. But don't blink. GLP-1's just one thread in sugar's web. Think it's all about weight? Wait for the next part, where we tear into how sugar turns love into hate, wrecking marriages and bonds, and how to save the fire. Get ready. It'll hit your heart hard. Your turn. Want health without pills? Pause. Ask, do you want to feel good? Control sugar without shots or pills. Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, vinegar, a walk after eating. Write down how you feel, fuller, less hungry. Tell me. I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to boosting GLP-1 and breaking sugar's chains. Your way. Part 14. Sugar and love. Marriage is broken by a pastry. Is sugar poisoning your love? Picture this. You're sitting across from the person you adore. Their eyes once lit up for you. Their voice a soft melody in your ears. Now it's sharp words, cold silences, an invisible wall you can't tear down. You blame time, stress, growing apart. But what if the real poison's a pastry, a soda, a sugary meal you shared. Jessie in Bay dropped a gut-wrenching truth. In her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett, sugar doesn't just make you cranky. It can turn love into hate, shattering marriages and bonds you swore would last forever. Think fights and distance are just normal in love? Wrong. Psychological Science 2019 says low blood sugar from sugar spikes makes you snap, lash out, lose control with the one you'd die for. Jessie's voice sliced me. Sugar doesn't just leave you hungry, it turns you into someone you hate. Is your love crumbling under sugar's weight? Or are you ready to face the enemy tearing your heart apart? Jessie's story. From study to soul, Jessie doesn't just crunch numbers. She's seen this pain up close. She told Stephen about a study that chilled her. They gave couples voodoo dolls of their partners and told them to stab pins in when mad. Her voice sank. People with low blood sugar stabbed way more. They got meaner with the ones they loved. She laughed darkly. One wrong meal and you're hurting who you'd never touch. I felt that shiver. Sugar's not just food. It's a blade. I've been there after a dinner of rice and cake. I snapped at my girlfriend over nothing. "Leave me alone," I yelled, then hated myself. Why'd I turn into that guy? Jessie's got it. Sugar crashes make you someone else. I tried her tricks, no blow-up since. Ever hurt someone you love and not known why? This might be your answer, and it's hiding in your last bite. The science: sugar. Love's wrecker. Imagine your love as a warm fire, cozy, alive, holding you close. Now picture sugar splashing cold water on it, every crash dousing the flames. Jessie told Stephen, "Sugar spikes shoot your blood up, then drop it low. Your brain flips into survival mode." Psychological Science 2019 proves it. Low sugar pumps cortisol, stress juice, making you snarl, fight, spit words you can't take back. It's uglier. Journal of Personality and Social Psychology 2020 says shaky blood sugar ups your odds of arguing by 50%. In that voodoo study, low sugar folks stabbed 39 pins, full ones just 12. Jessie's words stung. Sugar turns you into your worst self, and your love takes the hit. I shuddered. Every sweet snack might have been why I broke her heart that night. Ever feel love slipping through your fingers? Sugar's pulling the strings. The fallout: a world losing happiness. Here's a number to break you. Over 40% of couples split within a decade, says The Lancet, 2022. How many started with fights no one understood? The real pain? Sugar, eaten to chill after a long day, might be the spark lighting those battles. Emotion, 2021, says folks with sugar spikes are 30% less happy in love than those with steady blood. Every wrong bite cracks your bond. Knew a couple, 5 years strong, then constant yelling. "He's always mad," she sighed. Their dinners, rice, pastries, late-night sweets. They didn't know sugar crashes were the fuse. Tried Jessie's way and smiles crept back. Are you letting sugar shatter your joy? Or will you see your love deserves better than this thief? The fix: steady sugar, steady love. Here's the hope. You don't have to let sugar kill your love. Jessie throws you a lifeline with easy moves. Keep your blood sugar flat, that's the key, she says. Savory breakfast: eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice, so you don't start snappy. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Move together after eating. Just 10 minutes walking. Journal of Behavioral Medicine 2021 says cutting sugar spikes drops cortisol 40%, keeping you calm, kind with the one you hold dear. I tried it, not to fix us, but to stop hurting her. Swapped sweets for greens and meat. Walked with her after dinner. A week in, no pointless fights, she said. You're sweeter now. One small shift and our love felt stronger. Jessie's right. It won't stop every fight, but it keeps you your best. Dare to try it, for you, for them, or will you let sugar turn your sweetest moments to ash? Link to what's next. The wreckage keeps coming, but don't blink. Love's just one piece sugar's ruining. Think it stops at grown-ups? Wait for the next part, where we tear into how sugar's stealing your kids' futures, health, dreams, all of it, and how to fight back. Get ready, it'll hit every parent's heart. Your turn. Snapped at someone you love lately? Pause. Ask, when did you last snap at your love? Today? Yesterday? What did you eat before? Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, vinegar, a walk together. Write down how you feel. Calmer, kinder. Tell me. I'm waiting for your story, because this is your first step to saving your love from sugar's claws. Part 15. Kids and sugar. Futures stolen. Are you hurting your kids without knowing? Picture this. You're gazing into your kids' bright eyes, their big grin, tiny feet racing around, dreams buzzing in their little heads. You'd do anything to keep them safe. Helmets for bikes, homework checks, teaching them please and thank you. But what if every juice box, every sugary cereal bowl, every candy treat you hand them is quietly stealing their future? Jessie in Chowspay sounded the alarm in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Sugar isn't just a childhood joy, it's a silent thief robbing your kids of health, smarts, and hope. Think kids can handle sugar because they're young? Wrong. The Lancet, 2022, says over 30% of kids worldwide are overweight or obese. Sugar's the main crook, setting them up for diabetes, depression, and memory loss before they even grow up. Jessie's voice broke me. We give kids sugar like a gift, but it's their first dose of poison. Are you accidentally breaking your babies, clueless to the damage? Or are you ready to face this monster and save what's most precious to you? Jessie's story. From childhood to clarity, Jessie doesn't just preach stats, she's lived it. She told Stephen, her tone soft. As a kid, my mom gave me orange juice every morning. She thought it was the best for me. She laughed sadly. But I was always tired, grumpy, couldn't focus at school. She didn't get it. Until years later, tracking her glucose, she saw those healthy juices spiked her sugar hard, draining her even as a little girl. I wish my mom knew, she said, her voice heavy with what-ifs. I thought of my nephew. 8, fed juice and sweets by my sister for energy. But I saw it. He's sluggish after meals, snappy with homework, ballooning fast. I told her about sugar. She froze. I thought it was good for him. She didn't know. Switched to water and veggies and he's bouncing again. Ever seen your kid fade and wondered why? This might be your wake-up, and it's in their next snack. The science sugar. Youth's thief. Imagine your kid's body as a fresh garden. Everything you plant shapes how they grow. Now picture dumping sugar on it. Instead of blooming, it wilts. Jessie told Stephen, kids are extra sensitive to sugar spikes. Their bodies are small, their insulin's still green. Pediatrics 2021 backs her. Kids eating lots of sugar triple their obesity risk, and spikes inflame their brains, dulling memory and focus from the start. It's darker. Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry 2020 says unsteady sugar ups, depression and anxiety in kids by 50%, inflammation and cortisol from spikes wreck their tiny minds. Jessie's words hit hard. That juice isn't just sugar, it's the seed of a bleak tomorrow. I shivered. Every candy I gave my nephew might be why he struggles to sleep, learn, smile. Dare to see what you're planting? Or will you call sugar no big deal for them? The fallout. A generation robbed. Here's a number to crush you. Over a third of kids globally are overweight, and 10% under 18 show prediabetes signs, says The Lancet, 2022. But the real heartbreak? Sugars. Not just stealing their shape, it's snatching their brains, spirits, futures. American Academy of Pediatrics 2021 says sugar-heavy kids score 20% lower in school and face 30% more depression than low-sugar ones. Every spike's a cut to their dreams. Doctor, artist, whatever they could be. I met a boy, 10, once top of his class. 2 years of soda and sweets later, he's 30 pounds heavier, slow, ditching school. His mom cried, I don't know how to fix him. She didn't see sugar was the crook. Now he's paying with his childhood. Are you letting sugar rob your kids tomorrow? Or will you see those treats might be poison in disguise? The fix. Guard their future. Today, here's the hope. You don't have to let sugar steal your kids. Jessie hands you a shield with simple moves. Keep their blood sugar steady, that's the key, she says. Savory breakfast, eggs, cheese, greens, not sugary cereal or juice. A splash of vinegar and water if they'll take it. Before big meals. Veggies first, carbs last. Play after. Eating. Just 10 minutes running. Journal of Nutrition 2021 says cutting spikes drops inflammation 40%, boosts memory 25%, and halves obesity odds. My sister tried it, swapped juice for eggs and greens, kicked a ball with him after dinner. A month in, he's down 5 pounds, sharper at school, grinning more. I can't believe it's just food, she said, eyes bright. Jessie's right. It's not taking their fun, it's giving them power to live big. Dare to try it for your kid, your niece, your nephew? Or will you let sugar sow sickness into their best years? Link to what's next. The damage rolls on. But don't blink. Kids are just one piece of sugar's theft. Think it stops when you're awake? Wait for the next part where we rip into how sugar turns your sleep into a nightmare, tossing, waking, drained, and how to take back your nights. Get ready. It'll hit your deepest exhaustion. Your turn. What did your kid eat today? Pause. Ask. What did your kid eat today? Juice, candy, or something solid? Try one of Jessie's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast, veggies first, play after. Eating. Write down what shifts, more bounce, less grump. Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to saving their future from sugar's grip. Part 16. Sweet dreams or nightmares. Sugar decides, is sugar poisoning your sleep? Picture this. You collapse onto your pillow after a long day, craving a deep, peaceful sleep, where worries melt away and your body heals. But instead you're tossing, sweating, heart-pounding, or jolting awake like you've run a race in your dreams. You blame stress, a lumpy pillow. But what if it's that sugary dinner you ate? Jessie and Chaspe dropped a chilling truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Sugar doesn't just wreck your days, it turns your nights into a living nightmare. Think a good sleep's yours by right. Nothing to do with food? Wrong. Sleep, 2021, says sugar spikes before bed pump cortisol, stress juice, messing up your body's clock, stealing your rest. Jessie's voice cut me. One bad meal can turn your sleep into hell and you don't even know. Are you letting sugar poison your nights? Or are you ready to face the thief snatching your peace while you dream? Jessie's story. From sleepless to saved, Jessie doesn't just toss out studies, she's lived this torture. She told Stephen, her voice tight. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., heart racing, couldn't fall back asleep. She laughed a little, bitter. She thought it was anxiety, until she tracked her glucose and saw the truth. Big, carb-heavy dinners, rice, bread, a late dessert, sent her blood sugar wild, then crashing, yanking her awake in panic. I had no idea sugar could do that, she said, heavy with realization. I've been there, nights twisting in bed after rice and soda, blaming work or my phone. Then I tried Jessie's way. One night, swapped carbs for meat and greens. No sugar before bed. Slept like a rock, no jolts. Ever wake up drained despite hours in bed? Your dinner might be the crook, and Jessie's got the key to lock it out. The science sugar. Your sleep's saboteur. Imagine your sleep as a soft symphony, stages flowing to heal your mind and body. Now picture someone dumping ice water on the band. It's chaos off key. That's sugar spiking your blood before bed. Jessie told Stephen, eat sugar or carbs late, your blood soars then crashes. Your body thinks it's under attack. Sleep 2021 backs her. Sugar spikes boost cortisol, keeping you alert when you need peace, and cut melatonin, the sleep juice, leaving you restless or wide awake. It's worse. Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine 2020 says shaky sugar ramps up your heart rate and body heat, hallmarks of a rotten night. Jessie's blunt. A bad dinner invites nightmares. You don't just lose sleep, you lose health. I shivered. Every late sweet I ate might be why I woke up wrecked, even after 8 hours. Dare to see what's ruining your rest? Or will you call sleepless nights normal and let them stay? The fallout, a world worn out by night. Here's a number to shake you. Over 35% of adults get less than 7 hours a night, says The Lancet, 2022. And it's creeping into kids too. But the real terror? Many don't know the sugar they eat to unwind might be the knife slashing their sleep. Sleep Medicine Reviews 2021 says sugar spikes before bed shrink deep sleep by 40% and double your odds of waking up wiped. Every bad meal steals a night and a day. I knew a guy, 30, always griping, "I can't sleep right. Eat scarf, rice late to relax." I told him about sugar. He blinked. "You mean I'm doing this to myself?" He didn't know. Now he's paying with bleary eyes and a zombie life. Are you letting sugar turn your nights into hell? Or will you see your rest deserves better? The fix: steady sugar. Sweet dreams. Here's the hope. You don't have to lose. Sleep to sugar. Jessie throws you a lifeline with simple tricks. No sugar spikes before bed, that's the key. She says, light dinner. Protein and greens like chicken and broccoli, not rice or sweets. A spoonful of vinegar and water before big meals to slow digestion. Veggies first, carbs last. If carbs sneak in, save them for the end. Move a bit after eating. Just 10 minutes strolling. Journal of Sleep Research 2021 says cutting spikes boosts deep sleep 30% and halves midnight wake-ups. I tried it, not to sleep more, but because I'm done waking up dead. Swapped rice for fish and greens, walked around after dinner. A week in, I slept solid. No tossing, no nightmares. Jessie's right. It won't knock you out, but it gives you real rest. Dare to try it, for you, for better days? Or will you let sugar keep twisting your nights into knots? Link to what's next. The wreckage rolls on, but don't blink. Sleep's just one piece sugar's wrecking. Think it stops when you're out? Wait for the next part, where we tear into coffee, your morning buddy, and how it's secretly stabbing you when paired with sugar. Get ready, it'll flip your favorite habit upside down. Your turn. How'd you sleep last night? Pause. Ask, how'd you sleep last night? Deep or restless? What did you eat before? Rice, sweets, or light stuff? Try one of Jessie's tricks tonight. Protein dinner, vinegar, a short walk. Write down your night. Deeper, fewer jolts. Tell me I'm waiting for your story, because this is your first step to taking back your sleep from sugar's grip. Part 17. Coffee, best friend or silent enemy? Is your coffee stabbing you in the back? Picture this. You kick off your day with a steaming cup of coffee. The rich smell wakes your soul. The bitter sip hugs your tongue, and you smile, thinking it's your trusty sidekick to conquer anything. But what if that cup, the one you worship every morning, is secretly draining you dry, leaving you a wreck by noon? Jessie Inchauspé threw a curveball in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Coffee's not always your hero. Pair it. Wrong with sugar, and it turns into a quiet killer lurking in your mug. Think coffee's your energy lifeline, no questions asked? Wrong. Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2021 warns, sipping it on an empty stomach or with sugar spikes your blood hard, crashing you later instead of lifting you up. Jessie Sharp, coffee's your pal, but only if you play it right. Is your morning brew betraying you? Or are you ready to face the truth and make it your ally again? Jessie's story. From addiction to awakening, Jessie doesn't just preach science. She's lived this trap. She told Stephen, her voice light at first. I used to chug black coffee every morning, stomach empty. Thought it made me sharp. Then it got real. But I'd crash hard by noon, heart pounding, wiped out, no clue why. She saw coffee as her must-have, until she tracked her glucose and saw the mess. Drinking it hungry sent her sugar soaring, then plummeting, sucking her dry. I had to learn how to use it, she said, firm now. I'm a coffee junkie too. Big. Mug first thing, sometimes with a sugar kick to smooth it out. But by 2 p.m., I'm a zombie, eyes burning, needing more. Tried Jessie's way, ate first, no sugar, and boom, I'm awake all day, no slump. Ever feel coffee's letting you down? This might be your wake-up, and it's not the caffeine talking. The science coffee, hero or villain. Think of coffee as a sharp blade. Wield it right, it's a weapon. Swing it wild, it cuts you. Jesse told Stephen, caffeine pumps adrenaline. And cortisol, drink it empty and it spikes your sugar, even without sweets. Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism 2021 proves it. Coffee on an empty gut jacks up sugar spikes by 50% as your body dumps glucose from stress. Add sugar? Double trouble, Jesse said. Sugar plus stress doubles the crash, leaving you a husk. It's darker. Nutrition and Metabolism 2020 says caffeine numbs insulin for hours. Your body struggles to handle sugar after that first sip. Jesse's blunt. Drink it wrong and it turns your day to hell. I shivered. Every empty stomach brew might be why I lean on a second cup and still drag. Dare to see coffee's dark side? Or will you call exhaustion just life and let it lie? The fallout. A day stolen by a bad brew. Here's a number to jolt you. Over 60% of adults sip coffee daily, says The Lancet, 2022. But how many know it's wrecking them? Sleep, 2021, says empty stomach coffee drinkers have 30% more cortisol and 40% less juice by afternoon than those who time it right. Every misplaced mug's a day snatched. Not just tired, but robbed of your spark. I knew a coworker, 28, clutching a giant latte every morning. Can't live without it, she'd grin. But by lunch, she's dozing at her desk. Told her about sugar spikes. She blinked. You mean I'm killing myself? She didn't know. Now she's paying with bleary days. Is coffee stealing your fire? Or will you see your best friend might be a backstabber? The fix. Make coffee. Your ally hears. The hope. You don't have to ditch coffee. Jesse's not here to rip your joy away. Her trick's simple. Drink it smart. Never on an empty gut. Eat a savory breakfast first. Eggs, fish, greens, to cushion the blow. Skip the sugar. If you need sweet, add a dab of butter or cream. No spike. Sip a spoonful of vinegar before. If you're eating soon, keep it early before 2 p.m. so it doesn't haunt your sleep. Diabetes Care 2021 says coffee after food cuts spikes 50%, keeping you steady all day. I tried it. Not to quit coffee, but because I'm sick of crashing. Eggs before my brew, no sugar. A week in, I'm buzzing till night, no extra cups needed. Jesse's dead on. Coffee's a superpower, use it right. Dare to try it, for you, for your days. Or will you let your brew keep stabbing you blind? Link to what's next. The truth keeps brewing, but don't blink. Coffee's just one piece of sugar's game. Think it's only drinks? Wait for the next part, where we rip into modern food, natural lies, and how to spot the real stuff. Get ready, it'll flip your trust upside down. Your turn. How'd coffee hit you today? Pause. Ask, how'd coffee treat you today? Wired all day or dead by noon? Empty stomach or after food? Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Eat first. Skip sugar. Sip early. Write down how you feel. Stronger. Less wrecked? Tell me. I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to turning coffee from foe to friend against sugar's grip. Part 18. Unnatural sugar. The truth about modern food. Are you eating food or a fake? Picture this. You grab a golden banana, a whole grain bread slice, or a fresh glass of orange juice, smiling, thinking you're feeding yourself nature's best. But what if I told you those aren't real anymore? They're man-made tricks stuffed with sugar, fooling you blind. Jessie Inchauspé dropped a jaw-dropping truth in her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Modern food isn't food. It's a sweet lie, and every bite's quietly wrecking you. You're not eating nature. You're swallowing a scam. Think. You're safe because it's natural? Wrong. Nature 2022 says today's grub, from fruit to packaged junk, has been twisted over centuries in factories to cram in sugar, hooking you while breaking you down. Jesse's voice hit me. Hard. We're not eating anymore. We're eating stuff built to trick our bodies. Are you chowing down on fakes without a clue? Or are you ready to rip open the lie and take back your health? Jesse's story. From trust to betrayal. Jessie doesn't just talk facts. She's felt this sting. She told Stephen, her tone sharp, "I thought fruit was pure, bananas, grapes, oranges, until I checked my sugar after eating them." She laughed, bitter. It spiked like I'd eaten candy. I couldn't believe it. She used to trust nature's gifts were safe. Then she dug in and found out modern fruit's bred to be 10 times sweeter than its wild roots, and whole grain bread in stores hides sugar under names like corn syrup or maltodextrin. I fell for it too, proudly munching a banana each morning, calling it clean fuel. But Jesse's words woke me up. I'd crash an hour later, brain foggy, swapped it for eggs and greens, and I'm steady now. Ever trusted your food to keep you strong? This might be your slap in the face, and it's sitting on your plate. The science, sugar, the lie in every bite. Think back to our ancestors, picking tiny sour berries, tough and fibrous, just to survive. Now grab what's in your hand. Seedless grapes dripping juice, bananas melting with sweetness, bread soft as a cloud. That's not nature, that's us. Nature 2022 lays it bare. A modern grape packs 10 times more sugar than wild ones. 20 grams per 100 grams. Juice? Worse. Strip the fiber and it's pure sugar blasting your veins. Food Chemistry 2021 says 80% of packaged stuff, bread, low-fat yogurt, sauces, hides sugar under 60 sneaky names. Corn syrup, dextrose, maltose. Jessie tested it, ate grapes, checked her sugar, spiked like candy. Think that's natural? She asked Stephen, her voice cutting. It's a lie dressed up pretty. I shivered. Every healthy bite I took might have been a scam tearing me apart. Dare to peek at the labels? Or will you keep swallowing natural and calling it truth? The fallout. A world fooled blind. Here's a number to crush you. Over 70% of adults and 30% of kids are overweight, says The Lancet, 2022. And most think they're eating healthy. But the real gut punch? They don't know modern food, even the good stuff, is poisoning them from the inside. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021, says hidden sugar spikes your blood 60%, piling on fat, diabetes, early aging for folks who swear they're doing right. You're not safe. You're a sucker. I knew a friend, 35, all about clean eating with fruit yogurt and whole grain bread. I don't touch sweets, she bragged, but she's up 20 pounds, always tired. Showed her the labels, she gasped. 15 grams of sugar in my yogurt? She didn't know. Now she's paying with her body. Are you falling for the same trick? Or will you see the fake stealing your life? The fix. Eat real, not rigged. Here's the hope. You don't have to ditch every bite you love. Jessie throws you a lifeline with easy moves. Eat real stuff, not what's been engineered, she says. Go for raw, fresh veggies, meat, fish, eggs. Skip the packaged traps or super sweet fruit. Check labels. If it's got more than 5 ingredients or ends in O's, glucose, fructose, drop it. Sip a spoonful of vinegar before meals to blunt spikes from the stuff you can't dodge. Veggies first, carbs last, even with whole grain bread. Nutrition Reviews 2021 says real food cuts spikes 70%, keeping you strong inside out. I tried it, not to ditch bananas, but because I'm done being a fool. Swapped sweet fruit for greens and meat, scanned labels before buying. A month in, I'm lighter, no constant hunger. Jessie's right. It's not hard, just wake up. Dare to try it, for you, your family. Or will you keep eating fakes, letting them carve you up? Link to what's next. The lies keep coming, but don't blink. Fake food's just one chunk of sugar's scam. Think you've got it beat? Wait for the next part, where we rip into breaking the craving trap. Freedoms. So close, and how to snap sugar's hold for good. Get ready. It'll hit your deepest need to break free. Your turn. What real food did you eat today? Pause. Ask. What did you eat today? Raw stuff or fake natural junk? Try one of Jessie's tricks tomorrow. Veggies and meat over sweet fruit. Check a label. Veggies first. Write down how you feel. Fuller. Less foggy. Tell me. I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to eating real and kicking sugar's lies to the curb. Part 19. Breaking the Craving Cycle, Freedom Within Reach. Are you free or a slave to cravings? Picture this. You're living your day, eating breakfast, working, laughing. Then out of nowhere, a shadow strikes. Your hands shake, reaching for a chocolate bar, a cookie, something sweet, and you mutter, "Just this once." But once turns into twice, then a trap you can't claw out of. You think you're weak, spineless? Wrong. Jessie Inchauspé dropped a liberating truth in our million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett. Cravings aren't your fault. They're sugar's game. And freedom's closer than you think. Think cravings are just you failing? Nope. They're a cage wired by sugar spikes. Neuroscience 2021 says each blood sugar roller coaster programs your brain to beg for more, even when you're stuffed. Jessie's voice freed me. You're not weak. You just don't know how to break this loop. Are you a puppet to cravings? Or are you ready to snap the strings sugar's tied around your soul? Jessie's story, from captive to conqueror, Jessie doesn't just talk science, she's been locked in this prison. She told Stephen, her voice low, "I was sugar's slave. Every afternoon I'd raid the kitchen for sweets even after lunch." She laughed, pained. "I thought I was a mess. No willpower." She couldn't figure it out until she tracked her glucose and saw it. Carb-heavy meals sent her sugar crashing, lighting up her brain's craving switch. "I wasn't failing. I was rigged," she said, fierce now. "I've been there. Afternoons tearing into cookies, not hungry, just desperate. I'd curse myself, why can't I stop?" Jessie's story hit home. It's not me, it's the trap. One day I ate veggies before rice. The craving ghost vanished. Ever felt powerless to that pull? This might be your breakout, and it's in your next bite. The science sugar. Your craving puppeteer, imagine your brain as a puppet, sugar yanking the strings. You eat a sugary meal, bread, juice, candy, your blood spikes, insulin swoops in, then it drops too low. Jessie told Stephen, "When sugar crashes, your brain screams, 'Feed me.' Ghrelin, the hunger beast, roars while leptin, the full signal, shuts off." Neuroscience 2021 backs her. Sugar dips flip your hypothalamus, the craving hub, up to 60%, making you a slave even after a feast. It's worse. Nature Reviews Neuroscience 2020 says every sugar fix pumps dopamine, a quick joy rush, locking the loop tighter like a junkie chasing a hit. Jessie's words cut deep. Cravings aren't willpower, it's chemistry, and you can crack it. I shivered. Every candy bar wasn't my choice. It was sugar's leash. Dare to see who's pulling your strings? Or will you stay shackled, thinking it's forever? The fallout. A life locked in chains. Here's a number to break you. Over 70% of adults are overweight, stuck in this craving trap, says The Lancet, 2022. Billions, maybe you, are caught. Sugar spikes, crashes, you're starving, you eat more, a brutal cycle. Appetite, 2021, says sugar spikers scarf 500 extra calories daily from cravings, piling on fat, gloom, a life owned by sugar. You're not lazy, you're caged. I knew a guy, 32, beating himself up. "I can't stop sweets, I need them to live." He's over 200 pounds, drained, ashamed. I told him about the loop. He froze. "You mean it's not me?" "It's not him. It's the cage he didn't see." Are you chained by cravings? Or will you see freedom's closer than sugar wants you to know? The fix, snap the cycle, grab your life. Here's the light. You don't have to be sugar's prisoner. Jessie hands you a key with simple moves. Stop the spikes. That's the trick, she says. Savory breakfast. Eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice, so the loop never starts. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals to slow digestion. Veggies first, protein next, carbs last. Steady sugar, no fake hunger. Craving hits? Grab protein or fat, peanut butter, cheese, not sweets. Journal of Nutrition, 2021, says, cutting. Spike slashes craving 70%, keeping you full free. I tried it. Not to ditch chocolate, but because I'm done being owned. Swapped bread for eggs, ate peanut butter when the itch hit. A week in, cravings faded. I'm not a scavenger anymore. Jesse's dead on. It's not hard. Start, and freedom comes. Dare to try it? For you? For a life unchained? Or will you let cravings keep you locked, day after day? Link to what's next. Freedom's just the start, but don't blink. Breaking cravings is just one step. Think you're ready to live strong? Wait for the last part, where we rip into living healthy today for a long tomorrow, and how one small shift could give you 20 more years. Get ready. It'll hit your deepest wish to live forever. Your turn. When do you last crave? Pause. Ask. When did you last feel that craving claw? Hours ago? Minutes? What sparked it? Try one of Jesse's tricks tomorrow. Savory breakfast. Vinegar, protein over sugar. Write down what shifts, cravings gone, freer. Tell me, I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to snapping sugar's chains and owning your life. Part 20. Live strong today, live long tomorrow. Want to live forever? Picture this. You're staring in the mirror. Not just today, but 20, 30, even 50 years from now. What do you see? A body still kicking? A mind sharp as a blade? A grin wide as you hug the ones you love? Or a shaky shadow, fading fast, trapped by years of exhaustion and sickness? Jessie and Chospe wrapped her million-view talk with Stephen Bartlett in a promise that hit me hard. One small change today could give you 20 more years. Not just breathing, but living full. It's not a fantasy. It's in your hands, right? Now think a long life's just luck or genes. Wrong. The Lancet 2022 says over 70% of how long and how well you live comes from what you do every day, and sugar, the silent crook on your plate, decides how far you'll go. Jesse's voice burned into me. Live strong today, it's your ticket to a long tomorrow. Want to stick around for your kids' kids, chase dreams you've shelved? This is your shot, starting now. Jesse's story, from surviving to thriving. Jessie doesn't just spit science, she's walked this path. She told Stephen, her voice raw, I used to be a ghost, tired, snappy, thinking that's just how it is. She paused, heavy. Depersonalization had her feeling like her. Soul was gone, stumbling through days half dead. Then she found the key, taming her blood sugar. I changed how I ate. No more spikes. And I didn't just survive, I lived, she said, eyes blazing. I want that for all of us. Not just more years, but more life. I thought of my grandpa. Gone, at 70, eaten up by diabetes and Alzheimer's. He'd chase me around as a kid, strong as an ox, until rice, sweets, juice took him too soon. Jesse's words lit a fire. I started her tricks not just for me, but so I don't end up like him. One day I swapped juice for eggs and greens. I'm not just better now. I feel like I'm stacking years to hug my future grandkids. Ever. Wonder how many days you could add. This is your spark, and it's yours today. The science sugar, your life's shortener. Imagine your life as a candle. Every strong day keeps the flame steady and bright. Every sugar spike snips it shorter. Jessie told Stephen, sugar spikes don't just drag you down now, they age you fast inside out. Nature Review's Endocrinology, 2021 backs her. High blood sugar sparks chronic inflammation, glycation, insulin resistance, 3 killers slashing your years, upping diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's risk by 50%. Every bad bite's a chop at your wick. It's deeper. Journal of Aging Research 2020 says steady sugar keeps your telomeres, life clocks in your cells, 20% longer than sugar spikers, meaning more years, more strength. Jesse's blunt. You don't need a magic pill, just control your sugar. I shivered. Every soda, every rice bowl I loved might have snipped a year off my candle. Dare to see how long your flame could burn? Or will you let sugar snuff it out early? The fallout. A world cut short. Here's a number to break you. Life expectancy's dropping in rich countries for the first time in ages, says The Lancet 2022. Sugar's a big why. Over 1 billion wrestle with diabetes or prediabetes, billions. More quietly suffer inflammation. Early aging, sickness from sugar spikes. The real gut punch? Habits you think are small. Morning juice, a quick treat, could slice 10, 20 years off, leaving dreams undone, goodbyes too soon. I knew a friend, 45, once a powerhouse. Years of carefree eating, rice, sweets, soda, landed him with type 2 diabetes, a toe lost to it. I didn't think it'd hit so fast, he said, eyes wet. He didn't know. Now he's paying with years he could have run with his kids. Are you letting sugar shorten your story? Or will you see every day as a chance to stretch your candle? The fix. One tiny shift, 20. More years. Here's the hope. You don't need a whole new life to live longer. Jessie hands you power with easy moves. Every small step today adds a year tomorrow, she says. Savory breakfast, eggs, fish, greens, not cereal or juice, to dodge inflammation from the jump. A spoonful of vinegar before big meals to cut spikes. Veggies first, protein. Next, carbs last, steady sugar all day. Move after eating, just 10 minutes walking to burn extra glucose. Diabetes Care 2021 says cutting spikes drops heart risk 40%, Alzheimer's 30%, adding 10-20 years on average. I tried it, not scared of dying, but hungry to live long for. My family. Ditched juice for eggs and greens, walked after dinner. A month in, I'm stronger than ever, like I'm stacking decades to see my grandkids grow. Jessie's dead on. It's not hard. Start, and you'll stretch your life. Dare to try it. For you, your kids, your dreams. Or will you let sugar snip your story short, day by day? Closing. Your journey starts. Now this is it. The end of our ride with Jessie, but your beginning. From Glycation in part 1 to craving freedom in 19, you've seen sugar's not just a taste. It's a thief hitting your health, soul, love, years. But you've got the light. Every trick, veggies first, vinegar, a walk, is a brick for a strong, long life. Jessie told Stephen, we can live forever, not literally, but by living every day full. I believe it, and I want you to. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Every second you wait's a second stolen. I did it. I'm not just healthier, I'm alive. What about you? Will sugar write your ending? Or will you grab the pen and craft a finale worth living? A life, strong today, long tomorrow, burned into the hearts of those you love? Your turn. Where will you start today? Pause. Ask, how long do you want to live, and live strong? Pick one of Jessie's tricks to kick off today. Savory breakfast, vinegar, veggies first, a walk after eating. Write down how you feel after. Stronger? More alive? Tell me. I'm waiting for your story. Because this is your first step to living strong today, living long tomorrow, and writing a life that lasts.